Welcome to Solutions to Consider. My name is Sophia Montoya and I'm a Realtor Associate with Keller Williams Hollywood Hills. I believe that power is the ability to empower others. Therefore, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Joe Curtis of the Pango Group. Welcome.
Thanks. My name is Joe Curtis and I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Pango Group. The Pango Group is a company that owns several real estate companies, primarily escrow companies in Southern California. And so we're in the closing service businesses, which is a great business to be in. And our primary mission is to really create raving fans out of everyone we touch. And one of the things that we do to do that is support our escrow officers in meaningful ways.
Wonderful. So, Mr. Joe Curtis,
yes.
Why are you in the escrow business?
The escrow business?
You look like an athlete.
I am.
A marathon runner.
I don't know about that, but so why am I in the escrow business? I think that the escrow business is an interesting business because not a lot of people kind of grow up thinking, hey, I'm going to get into escrow, right? I'm still looking for that person. And so escrow is one of those industries that kind of choose people instead of people choosing it. And people stay in the escrow business because it's a great people business. It's a challenging business, but it's there because there's a fundamental human need for somebody to be a neutral third party between two other parties when there's a transaction involved.
Involves a lot of money.
That involves a lot of money. So when you do that, that necessitates our business. So it's kind of nice being in a business that's going to be always there because of human nature. So that's a great thing. But I think the why I'm in escrow, I believe, kind of like you, in empowering people. So we're big at the Pango Group on enhancing lives. And so enhancing lives of the people, the partners in the communities we serve is fundamental to what we do. And how we do that is we support and run exceptional real estate service businesses like escrow companies, and we support them in meaningful ways so that we can create raving fans out of everyone we touch. Meaning buyers, meaning sellers, meaning agents that are referring business, meaning lenders, meaning the FedEx guy that walks in. We want to make sure that they know that there's something different about the way that we operate our business. And that there's a reason that we do what we do. So we are not driven really by a lot of the profit. We're not a publicly held, so we don't have any shareholders to worry about. What we're really driven is by the pushing the edge of how can we do this business the best that it can be done by involving ourselves with great people. And so if you're going to ask me why I was in the escrow business, I would say that I'm in the escrow business because it's a really people-heavy business, and your success is solely dependent on your ability to surround yourself with great people, because it's a service. Yeah, so one of the ways that we implement enhancing lives, and what our fundamental mission is of our company, is that we have a model where we want to make sure that escrow officers get supported in meaningful ways. And so meaningful ways can take several shapes and forms. So we're really, really passionate about education. We do trainings monthly. We actually have a trainer on staff that is there to kind of provide the tools that our escrow officers need and their assistants, and the whole organization needs to do their jobs the best that it can be done. And so, in fact, it's one of our key initiatives for this year, is to provide the tools and resources for all of our employees to do escrow the best that it can be done. We are passionate about training. We also invest a lot in making sure that our company kind of complies with all of the regulations so that we can play not only today in the escrow game, but also in 2020. And so that's really, really important. Absolutely.
And if you don't have the right tools, you don't have the education, you can't think outside the box to make things happen. And what we want to do, of course, is be efficient and effective in our closing of our escrows, and to make the experience as pleasant as possible for our buyers and sellers, because it is very stressful. A lot of money's going through. Someone's going to be acquiring a new property they're not quite familiar with. I mean, it really is something.
Yeah, it's a scary transaction with a lot of unknown things. So the first thing that I believe that we have to do to run a great escrow company is to hire great people. And so surround yourself with great people. So people that care about the process and care about people and can have the experience to walk them through this process. Because as you said, it's right, every escrow transaction is different. Every single one. And that takes a lot of experience. Well, so there's several different types of escrow transactions, and each escrow transaction is going to have a number of different parties that are involved with them. So a refinance transaction is going to be a lot more simpler because you're dealing with a borrower, but you still have to work on appraisals and dealing with the lender and all the other things that are going to be involved with a refinance transaction. You have resale transactions, which are going to be different than new home sales, which are going to be different than holding escrows or bulk sales. All of those are going to have a different number of parties in them. That the escrow holder, who is taking the initial deposit, is kind of the hub of that transaction and coordinating with every single person to make sure that all of the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted until we can get to the end of the transaction and have a great closing. And you know, primarily we want the borrowers to have an excellent experience, or the buyers to have an excellent experience when they go through that process. You know, we have a lot of times where you see people in front of our building taking pictures because it's their home and they're so excited after they've signed loan docs. And that's just an exciting thing to see. It's kind of like the consummation of our business with them, and it's fun to see that that joy when somebody buys a new home. I remember buying my first new home. It was awesome.
Oh, that's wonderful. I
don't remember the escrow company. That's the funny thing, right? So we want people to remember that experience, because most people don't know about escrow or title, right? Before all of a sudden they're thrown into this transaction because they know they want to buy a home and they know they got to borrow money to do it, but they don't necessarily know all the players and how critical it is.